And so these 5 notes, you want to get these so ingrained in your brain, you can just look at it and boom, you can find that treble G. The first one is probably the first note you learned in piano. That's your middle C. So that one's actually probably already memorized. Most people, that's the first note that they learn. And then from there, we have little tricks that'll help our brain remember what those notes are. So the next landmark we'll talk about is this one. A lot of times we refer to this landmark as treble G. And the way you can remember that is the other name for the treble clef is the G clef. And so if you can remember that, then you just think, okay, the line that goes through that squiggly, that's your G line. So G clef, G. And then these 2 notes I'll show you as we go. Middle C, of course, is right here, right in the middle of the piano, and then your treble G is going to be right there. So it's that G going upwards. Next, we're going to go in the other direction to the bass clef. The next landmark we'll look at is bass F. And once again, we have a cool little trick here because the other name for the bass clef is, you probably guessed it, the F clef. So the line that goes between these 2 dots, that's going to be your F line, and that's going to be the F below middle C. All right, so we've got 3 landmark notes so far, and then we're going to do 2 more, and then I'm just going to drop a hint. This is going to be our first little quiz that we do, so go ahead and try to memorize these as we go if you haven't learned them already. And so the next 2 notes, there's not really a clef that helps us remember it, but there is a pattern here. So notice that these 2 notes, there's not like a clef pointing to exactly what it is, but they are symmetrical. I'll often tell students that this note is 1, 2, 3 spaces up, and then in the bass clef, this is 1, 2, 3 spaces down. And those 2 notes are both going to be C's. So the one up in the treble clef will be treble C up here, and then the one down the bass clef will be bass C down here. And so our 5 landmarks are, again, middle C, treble G, bass F, and then we have those 2 C's, 3 spaces up, 3 spaces down. And again, you have these wonderful clefs and patterns to help you remember that. And so these 5 notes, you want to get these so ingrained in your brain, you can just look at it and boom, you can find that treble G. Look at the F, boom, there it is. So much to the point you don't even really think about the letters.